In this video, we're going to show you how to create a custom color library that can be used in VStitcher. We can create a color library for a design season or a collection, and it can be used in multiple files and colorways. We may add a color library in the following formats: ACO, ASE, JSON. We will add an ASE Pantone color library from Illustrator to VStitcher. In order to do that, we start by opening a new file in Adobe Illustrator. In the Swatches window hamburger, we open the swatch library Color Books and select any library we usually work with. In this case, we will select the Pantone plus Solid Coated library. Then, we select all or a few swatches and add them to the Swatches window by dragging and dropping. After we finish editing the colors, we save our swatches as an ASE file. Once we have created the color library, we can easily add it to VStitcher. We're now working in the Colorways workspace. Near the top of the Colors tab, we click the plus sign and go to the location of our color library to add it. Now when we click the Libraries drop-down, we can see our new library has been added and is available for selection. Note that we can toggle between list view and grid view of each library. And there's a handy search facility for color libraries, so we can quickly find what color we're looking for. The Colors tab has a handy Ready palette where we can keep commonly used colors for instant use just by dragging them from the color palette. In the Colorway workspace, we can toggle between all the colorway palettes. We can color our materials by dragging any color from the Color Resource tab. For example, dragging a yellow from the library onto the pink colorway, or dragging pink from a color palette. Although we've worked in the Colorway workspace, we can also see the color libraries and colors when we're in the regular workspace. For example, when we want to edit a material color. For more information on colorways, you can watch the Advanced Colorway video in 201. For more information, check out the Browseware Help Center. In this video, we're going to be learning about color and color blending. In previous lessons, we've shown that a 3D fabric is comprised of texture images and the drape physics. In this lesson, we'll be working with the texture images. Color is displayed as a thumbnail in a few areas: colors in use, material thumbnails, material context view, and the color library. The color library is discussed in a separate video. We can select any of these color thumbnails to open the color dialog box. In the dialog box, we have a personal palette to save commonly used colors for quick reference. Here we can choose from the color library or picker to select a new color. The color is instantly changed for this material. We can also drag and drop any color thumbnail directly onto the garment in 2D or 3D window. Colors in use display a color thumbnail for every color currently being used on the garment. Following the same steps, we can quickly replace every instance of this color with a new color selection. We can also change the color from our material context view. We're also able to reset the color to the material's original color by selecting the Reset button directly above the color chip in the right-hand context menu. Now let's talk about color blending. Color blending determines how the original color of the material texture combines and blends with the color chip chosen. The result is displayed in the finished simulation. The color blending options can be found in the Diffuse Material channel. There are three options: Overlay, Multiply, Recolor. Each of these options work differently to recolor the diffuse texture map with a selected color chip. Overlay replaces mid-gray RGB 128 in the original texture image with the selected color chip. For example, when we compare these two images, we can see the mid-gray texture image perfectly recolors to the blue color. When the texture image is white, the blending result is lighter, and when the texture image is black, the blending result becomes darker. As a best practice when using overlay, we recommend that the fabric diffuse map texture is grayscaled, as this allows for the most accurate recoloring. Next, let's look at multiply. The multiply option is best for recoloring white materials as it adds the hue from the color chip to the hue of the texture image. For example, when we compare these two images, we can see the white material swatch perfectly recolors to the blue color. As the material gets darker, the recolored material also gets darker. The last option, Recolor, will do its best to recolor initial texture images of any color and match the desired color chip. Please note this option is fairly aggressive in how it adjusts the color of the material and may reduce the texture image detail. You can set your default blending mode in the software preferences. In this video, you've learned about color blending options for textures. For more information, check out the Browseware Help Center. In this video, we're going to introduce you to the Colorways workspace. The Colorways workspace is where we can create and manage colorways. The main part of this page displays the colorways in the garment, each in a separate row. Each column has a different material type. The Colorways toolbar includes the tools we need to do basic actions. For example, we can clone a colorway, view the colorway in grid view, and display the 3D or 2D window alongside the colorways. At the right side of each colorway row, a preview image is displayed. We can use the slider to adjust the size to whatever suits us best. We can also change the order in which the colorways display. We can change the order the materials display. And we can change the column sizes. The Resources tab on the left of the page has two tabs of its own. The Asset Libraries tab is where we go to download materials from the available libraries. The Colors tab is where we go to view all the colors in use, the saved color palette, and color libraries. When we click on a material, the context view on the right displays various actions and options that help us manage changes across all colorways. And we can click Refresh to generate snapshots if required. We also have the Colorways dialog box. We can also use this to refresh snapshots, import, and clone colorways. Clicking View All takes us to the Colorway workspace. We're now going to put some of these features to good use. Let's start by cloning a colorway. We select the colorway we want to clone. We go to the Colorways toolbar and click Clone. The new colorway is created. Then we double-click the new colorway name and type in the name we want. Even though we changed the colorway's name, we're keeping the colorway as it is for now and we'll edit it later. Next, we want to make the material thumbnails larger. We go to the colorway toolbar and click the icon to the left of grid view. We can then choose what size of icon we want. Let's choose large. For a clearer view of our materials, there is an option to filter and see only materials in use, those which are not in use, and more. We want to see the garment in the 3D window while we work on the colorways. We go to the Colorways toolbar and click 3D window. To get a better look at the complete garment, we may want to undock the 3D window and bring up the 2D window so we can see everything at once. This works best if you have multiple screens available. Once we are finished with the 3D window, we can dock it again. If we're not happy with the result, or this is a carryover style with an unnecessary number of colorways, we can always delete the colorway. We can easily add to VStitcher a color library. Near the top of the Colors tab, we click the plus icon and go to the location of our color library. Now, when we click the library drop-down, we can see our new library has been added and is available for selection. In the search facility for color libraries, we can quickly find what color we're looking for and drag it into the Ready palette. Let's color the blue shirt by dragging the color from the color palette on the color in use. Our colorway is ready. And that's how to use the VStitcher colorway workspace. For more colorways, check out the 201 Colorways video. For more information, check out the Browseware Help Center.